There is a huge mix on whether wood chips are good for your garden or they should be totally avoided. Some people absolutely swear by it, while others have complete disdain for the idea. Well, the truth is, they're both right. There is huge benefit to using wood chips, but there are also some drawbacks. Some of the main advocates for using wood chips will tell you that this is huge for moisture retention and helping the bacteria underneath really grow and thrive, while others against the idea say that the wood chips suck and steal nitrogen from your plants. The thing is, wood chips do steal nitrogen from your plants, but only if you're doing it the wrong way. There is a right way to do wood chips in your gardens. The best way to understand the right way, or understand how the process works at all so that you can decide to use them in your garden, is understanding the basic principles of how wood chips break down. There are two ways that one can go about using wood chips. One is a huge mound of wood chips where you go and backfill with other organic material in order to grow in, and the other is to do a surface level so that it covers the surface of the soil while everything grows underneath. Now, to address the main claim of the wood chips stealing nitrogen, well, it is true. Most of that nitrogen steal comes from the top layer. So shallow-rooted plants can be affected by nitrogen breakdown. But that really only affects surface level roots. Ones that go deeper down basically see no issue. But we really have to discuss what causes the nitrogen loss if we want to understand the correct way to use wood chips in your garden so that there is as minimal nitrogen loss as possible with all of the great benefits of using wood chips in the garden. The thing that causes the main amount of nitrogen holdup in wood chips is the anaerobic bacteria that are present throughout the soil that go and use up a lot of the nitrogen to break down the wood chips. This process happens pretty quickly in comparison to the other way that I'm going to explain next, but it happens pretty quickly. And that is what most of the nitrogen holdup or the nitrogen steal happens from. It's those anaerobic bacteria that come and try to eat up and destroy all of these wood chips. But I heard it this way one time, and it totally changed my perspective on wood chips. That is, bacteria prefer grasslands and mycelium prefer wood. Mycelium doesn't use nitrogen to break down wood chips. Yes, it happens a little bit slower than the anaerobic bacteria, but the trade-offs are much greater. So to address the right way to use wood chips is you could understand that wood chips do steal nitrogen and then supplement with more nitrogen depending on how much wood chips you have. This nitrogen adding could help supplement the nitrogen loss from the anaerobic bacteria that break down the wood chips, or you can add fungus to your soil. By adding mushrooms to the soil, you get the benefit of the breakdown and the overall buildup of an amazing soil over time, but you also get, depending on the type of mycelium that you're adding or mushrooms or fungus that you're adding, the wood chips help create an environment that fosters a symbiotic relationship between fungi and plants, especially mycorrhizal fungi. These mycorrhizal fungi attach to the plant's roots, which then help feed the plants, helping them take on nutrients so much better and easier, along with the plant giving back to the fungus. But not all fungus are mycorrhizal. But one of the benefits is something that you might love to eat is mycorrhizal, and that is a wine cap mushroom. So you can inoculate your wood chip beds and your wood chip top layers, whatever you're using your wood chips in, inside of your garden beds, inoculate it all with wine cap mushrooms, and you will have an environment that not only feeds your plants, helps your plants, but also gives you another crop to grow and consume. It's a win-win situation. And although the breakdown of the mushrooms takes a little bit longer than the anaerobic bacteria, your soil and the medium that you're growing in is going to benefit much greater in the long run from the fungi. So what is the right way to use wood chips in your garden? That is, understand that there is nitrogen loss because of wood chips. So add nitrogen to supplement, or do the better thing and add fungus to the wood chips, which will benefit your soil, your plants, and you with something like wine cap mushrooms. There are other mycorrhizal fungus or mushrooms that work too, but we can talk about that down in the comments. I'll see you next time. See you later.